Hey everybody, so a real common question that I've been getting, and in fairness, it tends to be this time of year when things start cooling down, is what sort of training do I do for flexibility for kicks? And the answer to that is I don't do any sort of set stretching that you might consider stretching in class, for example, like sitting down, touching toes, that sort of stuff. I don't do anything special for kicking at all. I have a real basic, bog standard 5 minute stretch that I do. I do that every day. But the flexibility training that I do for my kicking is actually in the kicking itself. So I thought I'd share so you can see. So bear with me seconds. I haven't got a tripod in here today. So I'm just using a radiator. There we go. So what I'm working on is what I like to phrase kicking window. Okay, so from your front leg. It works from rear leg as well because the window is the same. It's maybe fractionally wider, but the operational parameters or the area that you're going to be working your knee and hip is going to be very, very similar. So, enough talking about it, I'll show you what I mean. So, I'm going to work this on my front legs as close to the camera so you can see. So, the window that I'm talking about is here. So, from my midpoint, it's to here, to here, to here, and to here, and everything in between there, and all the variations on here. So for example, I could do a round from here. If I'm turning it more, I've got a side. If I'm bringing it across more, then I've got a hook. Okay, so I tend to work that little window. Okay, and the way I do that is by practicing basic different heights of all the kicks. So I'll do training my side kicks to mid, and then I'll do training my side kicks to head. Okay, and then a lot of times I'll hear people go, "Oh, but I can't do head height side kicks." I think what a lot of people get caught up in is the distance between the foot at the fully extended point, which could be, sort of this distance. But if you take that back to the chamber, the gap, the distance, we're talking the tiniest amount. All right, so if I do it on a little bit more of an angle, it's best I can with the camera like this. So from here, this is going to give me my midsection. Okay, all I'm doing is going to here. And then I've got my head, okay? It's a tiny, tiny amount, okay? We're not talking the difference between midsection and kicking at the ceiling. That would be a much bigger sort of hip and knee movement. But the distance between kicking to the ribs and kicking to the face, from the point of view of a chamber, is the tiniest amount. So what we obviously need to focus on is that small operational window in your hip here, and at the same time, working on the conditioning and at the same time flexibility, because the strength is in the flexibility and the flexibility is in the strength, if that makes sense, from that standing leg, okay? And again, you'll have heard this before loads of times, making sure you've got that back foot turned to an appropriate level for you. Everybody's different, okay? Some people only need to have a little bit, some people need to have a full turn, but what nobody wants is a no turn, because that's a guaranteed way to smash up your knee and your ankle and your hip. All right, if you've got people, or if you're suffering yourself, you tend to have a lot of pain down the sides of your legs and in your knees and the outside, it's probably because you're not getting that back foot turned properly for your front leg kicks or for your rear leg. All right, so again, just taking a quick look at this. So I've got that back foot turned. I keep my knee a little bit bent as well because I like to have a little bit of additional sort of throttle control for that back leg by using my knee. So I'm working to here, boom, I'm back. Okay, then look, I'm only coming up a little bit, and then I've got my head. Yeah, so there's my body. Okay, so watch, it's a little bit, and there's my head. See, it's a tiny movement. Obviously, I'm exaggerating it a little bit so you can see, but it's a really small movement. And it's the same, it doesn't really matter from here. Okay, so, all right, so maybe for argument's sake, for sort of like your hook kick, it's a little bit more, because it's not so much, or not just the up and down, because the actual circular movement is made bigger. So I'm here for the head one. I'm doing it slow so you can see. Boop, yeah. So it's still, I don't know why I felt the need to make a little computer game noise there, but you get the point, yeah. It's that small movement. All right, so it's just working, going back to the original point, it's this area here that I'm working, yeah. All right, and there's loads of different drills, not trying to sell courses here, but I've got loads of different drills that I do for exercise in this area here. Okay, now, is my right leg stronger than my left leg on this one? Yes. Absolutely. I had knee surgery on my right knee just over 10 years ago, which means that I don't like to pivot and turn on this anymore, which is why I place so much of an emphasis on getting this right leg as strong as I can for kicking with. Does it mean I can't kick with my left leg? Absolutely. No, not at all. I can still kick with it, but I try where I can to kick on my right side. All right. I still, don't get me wrong, I do still train on my left because it needs to be there as an option. But plan A, plan B. That's the way I like it. All right. Or as I say to the kids, I have my good leg and I have my great leg. That's the best way to think about it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Any questions, please comment below or drop me a message. As always, I would be happy to help. Oh, keep kicking, guys. Keep kicking.